do tonight.
Okay. Mine is gonna take me a little bit longer, so I'm gonna let this sit and dry up. So tell me, with you being a celebrity artist, let's talk about that. Like, how did you
Let's
get
talk
into
about
the
it.
celebrity space, first of all?
Okay, so I got into, let me put my spray on first. Oh, hold on a second while I spray. So it was started off with working on Married to Medicine. And really my friend Chris, he's a stylist. And when reality show first starts off, like the talent is eager to just work with people. And
Okay.
so they just were like, if you hit them up on Twitter or Instagram, you say, hey, I want to do a photo shoot with you. Like, it's a hit or miss, but sometimes they'll be like, okay, let's do the shoot. So my friend Chris hit Dr. Simone up and was like, hey, we would love to do a shoot with you. And she was like, okay. And that's how I met her. And she's been using myself and the hairstylist for the last, well, she's been using a hairstylist for the last, we're on season 9 since season 3.
Wow.
And for me, I was working full time, so I couldn't commit to it. But when I got laid off, she started to use me. And that was from season 4 up until now. We about to film this week, actually, coming up. And so through my exposure working with her, I've had the opportunities to work with other reality celebrities, and then, them linking me with their friends. So yeah, it takes knowing people. I say people are currency.
I
So,
agree with that. Yeah.
and setting an example, like setting example, making sure that you're ready at all times and just being available. I call it social anxiety. So I don't really network as much as I probably should be networking.
Okay.
But when I do, I make sure it's intentional.
Gotcha.
And I
Yeah, I
think
know you've
that's
been working with her. I love her, by the way. She's good TV.
she is a true girl. She is absolutely true. But yes.
Watched Married to Medicine in a while, but it used to be like my favorite reality show. I definitely liked it over the Real Housewives. I don't know if it was just because they're educated women, but I connected with that more than
For
yeah.
sure. And it's still good. It's still good TV. They got a little bit more ratchet, but they're still good TV for sure.
TV has to be entertaining, so I get it. But it's
Mm-hmm.
definitely good TV.
It is.
So and you said you've been working with her for years. So what have
Yeah.
been some of your like most memorable experiences like doing celebrity makeup?
I was traveling with them, man. It's awesome. We went to Cabo. We go to New York for the reunion. Just traveling them with the show has been fun. Like it's just a great experience. And also, you know what? It's so funny because I don't see them as celebrities per se. And so people stop them. I'm like, why they stop you like that? I'm like, oh, I forgot. You on TV.
Right,
They
right,
actually
right.
but when you're around humble celebrities, you don't feel like you're around, somebody. So I really love that about the women from Married to Medicine. Majority of them very welcoming, and they make you feel like you're part of the team. So I do appreciate that for sure. But girl, when I worked on Love and Hip, I was a different story. But I won't go there.
Tell us a little tea without, we don't want you to get in trouble. We don't want to do any
It's been a long time. It was a long time. It was just, it's like you got to be there at like 8 in the morning to maybe like, let's say you got your first client's supposed to come in at 10. They probably don't show up till 1 p.m. And then you got somebody else coming in at 8 or 6, but they don't show up until 10. And like they just expect you to just move when they move. And I know you have to, but there's like a level, I think, of respect that should be there for someone who is actually trying to make you look better, So it's just a lot of like personality. It's a lot of personality on that show. And it's like what you see on TV is low key what you get with some of them.
Really? I
Some
thought
of
it
them. I won't
was
say all of them.
I thought it was all Mona Scott. Like I thought it was her just scripting things, cutting and chopping things to make it appear, you know, a certain way.
Oh,
But
but they do that too. But
mhm,
they're the root of the personality is really there.
is there. Okay, I got you.
Yes.
So do you see yourself like continuing to work in that celebrity space, or do you prefer regular women or regular
You know
clients?
what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna be 100. I prefer regular clients with money. So
Girl, you don't have to tell me. I'm not a celebrity artist, and I've never had aspirations to work with celebrities. And people
mm-mm.
always ask me, like, don't you want to work with celebrities? I was like, no, because first of all, I've heard horror stories about working with them. And then it's a lot to, that you have to take on to work with them. And I just don't have that desire. Like I want to enjoy my job.
No, seriously, it's a lot of having to deal with the personalities, one, and then in some instances they feel like they're doing you a favor because they're celebrities. So I've done makeup for quite a few celebrities that have not paid me
Gotcha.
because they're like, oh, this is good exposure. Or I'll get a call from agent and they were like, oh, can you do this person's makeup? I think it'll be great exposure. And I'm like, okay, I'm done with the exposure part. Like,
Like I made it already. What do you mean?
I'm doing the exposure part. Can you give me my coins, please?
Mm-hmm.
But I do that sometimes, just for the exposure. But really, I just really like working with my day-to-day women who are working hard. They're coming out with their own business, their branding. I just really enjoy even those conversations, that space. It's not as intimidating in a sense. Like it's just,
Yeah,
you know?
it's organic. Yeah.
Yeah, organic, that's the word.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm trying to see. All right. So with you working with everyday women, CEOs,
Mm-hmm.
do they treat you differently? Do they treat you like they're more appreciative? Because I feel like celebrities, I hear this where you get treated like the help as a makeup artist or a beauty professional.
That's the joke. That is the running joke that I would say. I'm like, I'm just the help. I'm just the help.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'll tell you what this, Dr. Simone literally treats me like family. I went on vacation with her.
Mm-hmm.
We went on a trip together outside of the show. I come over and I can go in her kitchen and get something to eat. Like she treats me like family. There are some celebrities that you're not as close to. I haven't had maybe one not so great experience with a celebrity, but for the most part, they still really, I haven't had, they're still kind, open, there's some people that you have to kind of have to, figure them out a little bit before you can have the conversation with them. So you kind of just be a little bit more reserved. But I haven't had too many bad experiences. I would say my day-to-day women though are more accommodating.
Gotcha.
So they're just like, okay, whatever works with your schedule, or yeah, let's, this, oh, thank you so much. They are appreciative in a different way.
Gotcha. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, okay. So for aspiring makeup artists or
Mm-hmm.
women or artists that's just looking to kind of elevate, at what point should artists stop working for clout or for exposure? At what point do you say that enough is enough?
I don't even know if there's enough as enough. I think you just have to be able to decipher what is important. So for instance, there was a time when I first started, I was doing TFP, trade for photos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a model, you remember Model, did you do Model Mayhem ever?
I didn't. Mm-mm.
So it's a website where they would just, you look for models, photographers, makeup artists, and it's trade for photos.
Okay.
And I had some good experiences with that, some horrible experiences. And I think that's important to do to build your portfolio, your skill set, your business mindset. But after a while, you're just like, nah, here are my rates. Right. but then if for instance, if Beyonce wants to hire me, I'm like, girl, yes, let's do this. Let's do this straight from photo.
I don't have to pay you a thing, right?
Even though I know she got it, I'm just like, I want to be in that. So if it's putting yourself in a room that is going to only elevate your business, your skill set, go for it. But if it's like, a random model just hitting you up on IG saying, do you want to work together, trade photos? Then you kind of have to, let them know in a way like, okay, well, what's this project look like? What's the budget? And kind of just figure it out from there. But I think you have to be the person to decide what you think is going to work for you.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a conversation with somebody, I think it was another artist, about Beyonce and if she would charge or not. I said, honestly, I think Beyonce would pay. I don't think Beyonce would. I don't think Beyonce would try that. I truly,
no.
I look at her like she would. It would be in the budget. It wouldn't be a question. Like,
it's not even a question. It's just like, and she probably won't even ask what's your rate. She's just gonna be like, well, here's this, and it's gonna be like, oh, I don't have to work for the rest of the year. Hopefully.
Exactly. Like I see her that way as well. She probably wouldn't even say that. She probably have an assistant that say,
oh yeah. Okay, what's your how do you receive payment? Okay, exactly. Well, that's how it be.
We'll provide you with a W. Yeah.
Right.
I see it being very smooth and you not having to go back and forth for any of that. So
of course, I agree.
Yeah. And you probably got to be within that specific inner circle to even be asked to do her makeup or.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You got to know somebody.
You got to know. And we are literally, you and I, we are probably like 6 degrees away from Beyonce, some kind of way.
Okay.
So, it's anything's possible.
I'm trying to get to Rihanna.
You know what?
I'm looking for her.
Beyonce, but man, Rihanna seems like fun. Rihanna seems like a good time. So don't worry, you be at the Savage. You want to be at the Savage show, the fashion show?
I'm putting it out there now. So I'm putting the atmosphere that I want to do a Fenty Beauty collab with Rihanna, a bridal one. So I'm putting it out there. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get out there with you. You will do a collab with Rihanna, a bridal collab with Fenty.
Yep.
We'll put it out there.
I'm speaking it into existence. And I tell people, I said, when you see me with Rihanna, just remember my phone number is no longer the same. You can't call me anymore, okay?
I'm not available.
I'm not available.
I will link you with my assistant.
Exactly. Not accessible. Hey, that's it. So
I'm for it.
With us being artists, like we're always catering to people. We're always making other people look good. What do you do for self-care to replenish yourself and just to overall make yourself feel good internally and externally?
Ooh, that's a good question. I work out. I go to the gym regularly throughout the week. I love to cook and eat. That makes me feel really good.
I'm in your stories because I've been seeing some recipes. I'm like, what is that?
And I haven't put any up as of recently because girl, they get eaten before I can even take a video of it. I'll be like, man. So I do that, just being around my friends and family. But for the most part, like just taking time out to just kind of do nothing. I just started really getting into journaling and just like speaking my affirmations. Actually, that's what inspired me to do my facial steams was when I started to do that last year during COVID. It's just kind of speaking my affirmations and just taking some alone quiet time. I think that's super important to just, because sometimes there's so much coming at us on a day-to-day basis and we hear so much negativity sometimes in the news and social media. I'm trying and you try harder to kind of like let go of social media a little bit. But yeah, just like listening to music and vibing and chilling is my thing. That's what I do.
I'm terrible. I'm at a place in my life where it's like a constant go. I just think that the phase that I'm in. I'm trying to wind down and just take some time for myself, but it's so hard right now. This right here is almost like therapy for me, because I'm like, I can't remember the last time when I had a photo shoot. It was for a purpose, so I didn't really get a chance to, just sit and relax and just, decompress and feel good. And we need that. Can't pour from an empty cup, right?
No, you can't. You cannot. And it's okay to say no. And I think, we have to understand and realize that. And so it's so easy. I know I do it all the time. Like, oh, you know what? Monday is gonna be my day off. But then somebody requests an appointment. I'm like, okay, I'll do that one appointment. And then somebody else requests an appointment, and you're like, dang, okay, I might as well do that appointment because I got another one. And so it's okay sometimes to say no and have a day to yourself. And I told myself, because there was a time where I was just like, every single day I had multiple clients, and I was just like, I only would take time off if I knew I was going out of town. But if I knew I was in town, I was always taking classes. I'm like, I need to just have a day where I'm just not doing anything, and sometimes I feel guilty, but I'm like, no, it's okay. You need that. You need it.
I think we feel guilty
because
I
challenge you to do that.
Our money comes differently. Like, if we don't work, we don't eat. So you do feel guilty if you turn
like, wait, down. Yes, exactly. I'll be like, oh my gosh, did I turn down that money? Dang, I could have had the extra money. That's exactly what I be thinking. Like, but it's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. But I do hate turning down the coins. I gotta have an event. Somebody has to tell me, you going to do this, so you can't accept any clients, and then that'll be the case. But I'm
transitioning now.
I feel you on that for sure.
I'm transitioning now into a space where my money isn't just coming from what I do physically. And I keep saying that to people, and they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you mean? Are you going to get to the point where you don't do makeup anymore? And I'm like, well, I aspire to get to the point where I don't have to do makeup anymore.
Like, that's the goal, actually.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to always have to work on my feet and lug a heavy kid and, have my weekends occupied. Yeah.
My wrist be hurting sometimes.
Girl, let me show you. I don't know if you can see this lump. This is I developed carpal tunnel.
Literally. Are you serious?
Thank God. Yes, I haven't even told anybody this. I've been trying to hide it, but it's on my left hand, and I got this. I've had this lump for about a month or two, and it swells up, goes down. But
does it hurt when you're like, moving your hands fast?
Sometimes it hurts. I was in a lot of pain right before it swelled up, and it was hurting really bad, to the point where I couldn't lift anything. So,
and then you can't do anything at all. So that's why it's important to take that time. I was feeling the same. I don't know if I was feeling the same thing, but I was feeling some cramping in my hand. I'm like, man, my hand was feeling a little weak. And so I was just like, what is that?
It might be carpal tunnel.
Girl, I'm not going. I said,
I don't want to claim it. I don't want to claim it for you.
Do you wear a brace when you do makeup?
I have a brace, but I don't. It's so restrictive that it's, like I said, my right hand is, thank goodness my right hand is fine. I'm right-handed, so I'm able to work with that. But it's this left side, and you don't have any wrist movement inside the brace, so it's like,
right. And it's my right hand that's sometimes achy. So I'm like,
better. I should wear it at night.
Yeah, wear it at night, friend. Take care of it. I don't need to be out here with hurting your hand.
Okay, listen, because let me tell you, I'm gonna be on IG crying, IG live, tears and all. Like, oh my God, I can't use my hand.
We don't want that for you. We don't want that for you.
No. I noticed it. Let me tell you how I found out that something was wrong. I was trying to put my credit card in the Starbucks machine with my left hand. I'm like, why is it hard for me? My fine motor coordination is off. And I was like, this is weird.
Really?
That's how it started to decline. And I was like, something is up with my hand.
Wow, because I'd be feeling like weak, like I can't hold something tight enough. sometimes. Like it's just loose. I'm like, why can I not pick up this pillow like this? So I'm just like, okay, shake it off. And then
Yeah.
I figure if I don't even know if maybe like if lifting weights kind of helps it or doesn't help it. I don't know. I just try to like, I don't know, just not do anything with it sometimes.
I
So
don't know
if I
if
don't,
you know that I have an OT, occupational therapy background. So that
oh,
was
you do.
one of the yeah, that's what I'm gonna say what I retired from before I went full time into makeup. But yeah, so it's that nerve, the median nerve that runs down your arm. That's what's causing
Mm-hmm.
that, and so it's being compressed. That's why you
Mm.
have that weakness. So yeah, there's exercises that you can do to open it up. Like
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
that's
a
good to know.
nerd.
Please, nerd on. That's good to know. It's
Yeah.
so funny. So you were in the health field prior to doing makeup.
Yep.
Interesting. Me too. I was in public health.
Okay. Yep. So that's kind of like the essence of this. So I have that.
Got it. The medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. It all plays. Like even when I'm working with my clients, I'm like, oh my gosh, this felt like therapy. I was like, I know that's why I call my tagline in my business is the therapeutic beauty experience. So it is like
I
that.
love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, that's awesome. Very
Okay,
unique.
so let's get to like the nitty gritty of the industry because
Yeah.
I hate to bring this up, but we got to be honest and tell the truth. I
Mm-hmm.
know you mentioned that there's a lot of fake phoniness, scarcity mindset in the industry. Do you find that it's hard to meet genuine people that like want to do right by you and that you can have real relationships with in the industry?
That's a good question. I so in certain spaces, yes, it is, I think, difficult. And I think, and part of me almost feels, if I'm being honest, I kind of, because I've experienced the cattiness amongst maybe like other makeup artists or, people in this field, I already go have that mindset for some people, right? And I try my best not to. And I have met some really genuine people, other makeup artists that just want to network, connect. Like, okay, if I can't do a client, I'm gonna refer them to you,
Right,
and I'm
right.
not gonna even think that you're gonna take them from me, like, and speak positive about your work and stuff. So I've been blessed to meet some genuine people that got me to where I am today. Even working on Sister Circle was through another makeup artist, Calvin Myers. He linked
Oh,
me
I
on
know
Sister
him.
Circle.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
amazing.
and and then Jay Nice. I met Jay Nice on Sister Circle, and she refers me to some clients if she can't do it, and vice versa. But my circle for makeup artists is also very small because of that reason.
Gotcha, gotcha.
So so yeah, I'm just a great hairstylist and photographers, but I've seen how it could get catty, so I kind of keep my distance.
So have you had a bad experience or you've seen it from afar and you're like, I don't want any parts of that?
Both. Well, I I just can tell the energy that I was feeling wasn't right.
Gotcha.
It was
Gotcha.
very much so like a who she thinks she is type thing. And I wasn't even doing nothing. I was just minding my business. And like I don't really say much, but it was just like an energy that you don't feel comfortable really opening up or sharing, with that person. But I've had better encounters than bad encounters. That makes any sense.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
How about you?
Okay, so right now I can say, like you said, I've had more good than bad, but
Mhm.
that bad makes an imprint on you, right? It's always the
It
bad stuff
does.
that we hold on to. But I think that's the driving force for what I'm trying to do now, creating a community amongst artists
Mhm.
because of my experience of people not wanting to share information or people like keeping you at a distance. And I think it comes from that competition and what I say, like call it the scarcity mindset of you're going to take
Yes.
my clients, you're going to take money out of my pocket. And
Hmm.
we're two different people, of with art it's different. Your makeup and my makeup is gonna be different, even if we kind of stay in that same scope. But we're two different people. I don't know. I think it
And
comes
we
from
all can eat.
insecurity.
There's so much work out here there's so much, and there's enough for me to refer to you and still have plenty of, clientele. And I can't be in Chicago. You know what?
Honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I used to be insecure. I used to think that way, and that's because I wasn't confident in myself and what I was doing. So I look at those people now, like there's some underlying insecurities there, and I try not to just take it personally and just be like, you know what, they're going through some things they need to work through themselves, and sometimes people see things in you and see a light in you. They're jealous. They're jealous of how other people perceive you or what it is that you're doing, and they want to be able to do it. So I'm just like, look, take me as I am.
I feel you. I definitely understand that. And it took me a minute to be confident in my skill set. And like, for instance, you even saying, oh, you're a celebrity artist. I'm like, girl, I don't know yet. But I just have to let me just accept it. Let me just accept it. But yeah, it took me a minute. Like, I think there's some super talented makeup artists out there. And there was a point in time where I had to stop following certain makeup artists because I was comparing myself too much to them. So I was like, you know what? Let me just mute them. And it's nothing against them. It is all me. But I just wanted to not compare myself to like, oh, I should be at this level and I'm not. But everybody has their own journey. And there's a reason why you are where you are. So yes, sometimes it just takes a minute to realize that.
You have a very like humble and calming spirit.
Oh,
so even when I first said like celebrity artist, you were like, like, oh, I don't know about you still, you came across the way. I love that because that's how I am too. When people try to, give you compliments and say these things, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm cool, I'm all right.
Right. I mean, you bomb. You just were like, okay. But thank you so much. Like, I was really excited when I saw your email. I was like, wait, me? Okay.
Yes, I want to talk to you because I know that you have, and you also bring a different side of the industry that I don't have. So I want to have those different conversations. I don't want to just stay within the bridal wedding makeup, that sort of industry, special occasion side of makeup. I want to talk to other people and, hey, like, let's talk about the celebrity side, and you live in Atlanta, so I know you see a lot of stuff there.
It's comical sometimes, like it really is, but it's a good time, girl. It is a good time in Atlanta. You never know who you're gonna run into and what request you might receive. It's a fun time.
Are you from there?
No, originally I'm from Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. My parents are from Trinidad. My dad is military or was military, so I lived in Germany for 8 years. Then I lived in Maryland, came to Georgia. I went to Georgia State University for my undergrad, and then I went to Clayton State for my graduate degree. Worked in public health, got laid off, and just, I always did makeup on the side. Let me not say I just like got laid off and started picking up brushes. I actually started doing makeup when I was in college. And it was something I did as a hobby. So, and it just turned into, my career, which I'm super thankful and blessed for, because I did not think that it would get me this far.
Where do you see yourself like in the next 15 years?
15 years. Definitely not physically doing makeup. I hope to have systems in place where the money is being made while I'm sleeping or on vacation, having, different sources of income that has nothing to do with makeup. Might be real estate, selling products, e-commerce, teaching classes. I would like to still continue doing classes or courses, virtual courses, but I probably would do makeup for like my special clientele or something. But 15 years, I'm gonna be old.
Be old. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 36 years old.
Okay, I'm 34. We're
15 years. That's a long time. I'm be tired.
Yeah, lugging a kid and doing all that stuff, that's for the birds at that age.
It'll be it would be at the grand thing, it'll be the conferences, or you have that one client that you just do their makeup or something like that. But 15 years, I want to have systems in place for sure. I'll have other makeup art. I have more makeup artists that might, work underneath Social Mind.
Are you going to be in a specific sector with the makeup, or just taking whatever type of clients?
I want to take the definitely higher clientele. So I'm thinking about, women who are in their 6-figure businesses, real estate lawyers, that type of clientele for sure.
Mm-hmm. Me too. We're on the same page.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're on the same page. Yeah. The one
sure.
that you don't have to hunt them down.
And I'm realizing that within the past year, like that's the go-to, because they do not hassle you. They're like, okay, great, that's it. We'll wrap you my deposit. That's the question that I look forward to. Yeah. And it's just so refreshing. It's so refreshing. I'm starting to think like, dang, I used to downplay myself. And so now I'm like, oh, there is that clientele that would pay this. So let's go for it. And I even coming up to these courses and classes that I'm putting together, I'm like still trying to figure out, okay, who are my actual like target audience? And it's the lawyers, the doctors that want to look cute, the CEO who just started her own brand that is willing to invest in her look. So I definitely just came up with that within the past year.
Well, I'm going through that transition now of ascending to that type of clientele and, charging my worth and being confident in that. It's scary.
That's the part. My friend and I had a saying, we're like, just press send. Just press send, and that's it. And you'll be surprised because you press send, it's like, okay, great. You're like, dang it, I could have went up higher. But no, it is, I think you have to be comfortable. So, and I think you just elevate from there. So you start off with what you're comfortable, and then you just keep going, and you realize that, okay, I can do this. I'm worth this. And I think what has helped me to create, I guess, whatever it is, my rate, it's like, I don't want to do multiple. I don't want to do like, 10 people a day.
Hello.
to get there. Let's see how I can make the same amount with maybe half the amount of people. But then again, it's a lot in your confidence. There's a book that I'm reading right now called "We All Should Be Millionaires."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
We shall be millionaires. Yeah, and it's just, just knowing your worth and being confident in that. So when I get to the end, I'll let you know how that is. But
we're gonna have to talk, because that's the same type of motto I have. And some makeup artists look at me like, oh my God, I can't believe you do that. Like, I work smarter, not harder. Like, I max out at a certain number of faces, and that's it. I'm not slaving. Sorry.
I did that already. It's like, I did that. Like, I don't want to do that anymore. So how do you do that when it comes to a wedding though? Like when you have a bridal party of like 12 people.
So I'll tell you, I'll give away my little secrets, a little bit of them. So I'll max out this year 5. So each artist that I have working with me, I don't let anybody go over 5 faces. After we hit 6, and then we're bumping up to another artist. And sometimes it's lower than that, depending on the time, that they need to be done. But next year, for me, it's bride only. And then the other artists on my team will take the bridal party. So,
well, that's good. Now, when you started to expand your team, like, what do you look for in an artist? Did you have any trust issues, or like with how they handle your client?
I'm like, I literally just hired the team. I literally just like last week. So we had our first team meeting yesterday. I'm like, nobody knows. I haven't announced.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I haven't announced them yet. But I asked them a lot of detailed questions. So I did my own research. Oh, there we go. Okay. I did my own research behind the scenes. So I was searching like the Chicago MUA hashtags. I was going through stuff on Instagram, finding artists that I felt like the artistry wise fit into that same kind of look aesthetic that I like. And I also paid attention with how they carry themselves. I'm really big on the image of my brand and the way it translates to the audience. And I asked them, like, what do they think when they see my brand? So the terms of like classiness, sophistication, elegance, like all that stuff matters. I can't have somebody that's twerking on their page. I can't have somebody that's halfway naked. I can't have somebody on there using certain language, things that are inappropriate. Sure, you can be sexy. Sure, you can, show your personality. I curse, every now and again. I get real and all that, but there's still...
Not everybody has to know that.
Well, I do show... I think there's a fine line between like being real and then being like overly ghetto, or what I'm saying, like coming off a certain way. I think people still understand, like, yeah, she's classy, she may use certain language every now and again,
but she's approachable at the same time, like
exactly, relatable, approachable. But that's women that could be in the room with those CEOs, that can be in the room with the women that are doctors, Lord, like you have to be able to communicate effectively. You have to be good at scheduling. You have to have a clean and sanitized kit. You can't come in here with your kit looking like, dirty brushes and all that kind of stuff. So I was looking for all those specific traits, somebody that's teachable, coachable, somebody that was not attached to another person's brand, somebody whose brand isn't like completely all the way out there and they're established on their own, because I feel like that would have been a conflict of interest.
Yeah. So they're younger. I'm assuming they're probably younger or newer in the makeup space.
I wouldn't say they're newer in the makeup space, but they haven't taken off and maximized their potential. So I'm actually helping them brand themselves. So that's what I'm going to be working on heavily with them. Okay. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. That is awesome. That really is. That's like I'm on the road to doing that. I have 2 makeup artists that I'm working with now. It took me a minute because for me, it was like trusting them, with being on time. Timeliness is so important to me. Yes. Communicating with your clients is so important to me. Like there's so many times makeup artists have lost a job because they're great at doing makeup. Their skill set is awesome, but they're like 30 minutes late.
30 minutes late?
I have clients that told me they had a makeup artist completely cancel on them the day of. Like 30.
I've heard that. Brides have told me that.
And even worse, cancel on them the day of 2 days before their wedding. And a lot of that happens. There's a lot of them are not as professional. Like I get a lot of that from my clients. Like, I experience a lot of different makeup artists and hairstylists in Atlanta that just are not professional. And so that's super important.
It's not just Atlanta. I'll tell you that. It's not just Atlanta. It's across the board. I don't know. I think it's our duty as those that are pros in this industry to set a certain standard. Like that's another reason why I wanted this show to come out, because we have to get the information out there, because sometimes people just don't know. They see bad examples and think that that's okay. I know in the hairstylist industry, hairstylists showing up late, canceling last minute, all that stuff, it's like it's normal and we kind of just deal with it. So I guess people think that's okay.
Well, I think it and you know why? Because in the hairstyles industry, like you can get your hairstyle, doesn't mean you have a photo shoot in the next 10 minutes or the next, hour.
Very true.
With makeup artists, like I'm getting my makeup specifically done today because I have an event or a photo shoot or something that I need to get to today. So there are hairstyles that get away with like you sitting there waiting to get your hair done for an hour.
Gotcha.
Versus makeup, you're on a schedule, so you got to be there. But yeah, even still, I love a hairstyle that's on time.
Me too. I just appreciate professionalism. I carry myself that way. I don't have my clients waiting when the time that I say, be there, I'm there. Especially, I'm a huge stickler when it comes to weddings. Like, I don't play. I'm almost
Not
like
at
a planner.
all.
Yeah, they're like, wait.
I'm gonna be there 15 minutes early to set up. Please.
I put my schedule.
I'm with you on that for sure.
Let me tell you how crazy I am. I put the schedule on the contract for the client. So everything that's itemized in the schedule is already on the contract, everything. Like I'm crazy. Like I'm a planner like that. So yeah.
Well, that's good. That is great. Usually they give me the schedule. I just tell them like, okay, I'm gonna start. They give me the schedule. They say, like, okay, well, I asked them in my contract, like, what time do you have to take photos? A lot of them don't even realize it. What do you mean photos? Like, usually you take photos, right? You need to be ready about an hour and a half before the ceremony because you're about to take photos. So what time do you have to take photos? They're like, okay, well, I need to find out from the photographer. I'm like, find that out so I can tell you what time we need to start the first person and what time I'm going to get there. Girl, because I am not going to be responsible for y'all being late to your wedding.
Oh my God. I don't understand how other artists do that. I care about not only the bride and the party, but I'm respectful of the other vendors. The photographer is there waiting and looking at you like, okay, so let's go. Or the planner, I never want them to say I held up the wedding or I slowed things down, got people off schedule. No.
But how do you handle it when one of your clients is late, like in the wedding party, and they're like 30 minutes late?
Okay, so this is what I'll do. I will swap somebody's time. If it's getting about 10 minutes behind schedule, somebody else has to come in the chair. If they have nobody there, the bride, if that's in the contract as well, will be charged a fee for that person running behind schedule. So that's why I put the schedule on there. And that helps a lot of times because they know, hey, she's going to charge me if you guys are running late. So
y'all go ahead and be on time. That makes sense. That makes sense. They don't want to be charged an extra fee. Got it.
Okay. Knock on wood. My weddings have been smooth. I think that's because I'm such a stickler. So,
and continue being that way because they appreciate it. I'm sure they appreciate it.
They get it after the fact because they don't understand. Well, why can't? Like, look, we can swap folks out. I don't care. So and so's name is in this spot. We can switch people, but the timeline needs to be on. We need to stay on time. So,
and I try to be as patient as possible. I'm like, okay, yeah, and you know what? Let me just get mom in the chair since she's here waiting. Just kind of like, come on, okay. So I understand that.
I will call the bridesmaid, like, hello, Tiffany, so and so is supposed to be in the chair right now. Blah 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 blah. They're like, who? I'm like, yeah, this is Nicki, makeup artist. Oh, okay, yeah. Like, let's go because we're gonna be behind schedule.
Oh, you got the phone numbers. You got it.
you got to get mom's number. You got to get the maid of honor's phone number, the plan, all of that. So
you got everybody's phone number. Okay.
Listen.
I see you. Okay, that's what's up.
Yep. They're probably like, this girl, who is she coming in here? She's just supposed to be doing makeup. Like, no, this is an experience.
Regulated. She is regulated. I like that.
So, okay. Well, we'll wrap it up because I won't take up too much of your night. I know it's getting late. But thank you so much for joining me. I'm like, I feel good now. My skin is on
your skin is glowing. Your skin is glowing.
Yes. I gotta get rid of this. My face needs to breathe.
I can't see any of that. But I'm gonna can you show me that mask again that you just put on your face?
These two. One is the detox and charcoal and sugar from Freeman. Okay. I did that one first, and then I put the Indian turmeric gel mask afterward.
I want to try that. I want to try that turmeric gel. I've been seeing a lot about the turmeric.
But both of those together are like, oh my goodness! You wake up in the morning, you look like a fresh new woman.
Yes, I see the glow already. So I'm definitely going to try that out. But yes, ma'am.
Please be sure to send me the link to your website.
I will. Oh, and one thing I didn't show you guys that I also have on my website. I I thought I brought it out here, but apparently it's not on my table. But I have a lip scrub, it's a bergamot lip scrub with like coconut oil, jojoba oil, shea butter. It's so good. And I have this makeup eraser, which is a godsend because I start off with my makeup eraser. When I have my makeup on, I just wet it a little bit. And one side is actually to take the makeup off, and the other side helps to like a light exfoliant. And I just rub it. It takes your makeup off, like it sucks it off immediately. And then I wash my face. And it also helps to get makeup off your clothes. If you got some foundation on your clothes, it helps. It's like a magic. It's literally a magic eraser.
Just take my money.
But it's a makeup eraser. So I'm going to send you the link to the store that has all of these products on there. Thank you so much for even asking me to do this. I really appreciate it.
Girl, please. Yes, we're going to have to chop it up again.
We're going to have to link up for real. Seriously, will.
Yeah. I'm like, will I be? No, I don't have any trips planned to ATL. Not recently. But I'm going to say I'm probably going to come. Maybe next year.
Well, even if it's next year, let's just stay in contact.
No, we definitely will.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. And so good to meet you, officially, unofficially.
Yes, it is. I see your beautiful pictures all the time. So it is definitely a pleasure to meet you. I don't know, why had you confused? I thought you were in St. Louis for some reason. I don't know why I thought that. But then
do I sound like I'm from St. Louis?
Girl, I don't know what St. Louis sounds like, to be honest with you. I don't know why I thought that at first. And then when I was reading your bio, I was like, oh, that's right, Chicago. And I'm going to keep that in mind next time, because I have a client that goes back and forth to Chicago. And she asked me if I knew anybody in Chicago. And I was like, not that I can think of, because I thought you was in St. Louis, but now I know.
Yeah, Chicago. And I don't know if you remember how we got in contact with each other. One of my friends, actually my pledge mom, got makeup done by you, and she connected us together initially. I don't know if you remember, but yeah, that's how we ended up Sahara.
Yes. Oh,
she sent me your information, because at that time I was in this phase where I was like, okay, I really want to go full time in makeup, but I'm trying to meet people, get out there, and she connected us. Yep, that's how I yep.
Wait, so how long have you been full time now?
Since May of this year.
Dang, congratulations.
Thank you.
Was it nervous? Was it nerve-wracking?
Yes, absolutely nerve-wracking. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what the heck did I do? But I know I'm not going back. And it's just, it's rolling now. Like it's grown so much since May. I'm like,
you are going to do so well. Trust me. The fact that you are coming out with this and you are just going for it, you're going to be amazing. Just keep doing what you're doing, for sure.
Thank you so much. Sometimes I say, I can't believe this is my life. Like, I never thought I would be doing this full time. I didn't think it was possible.
Listen, I said the same thing. It is. Obviously, you're doing it, so it's possible.
But we're going to keep in touch.
Yes, we will. Thank you so much again for inviting me. I really appreciate this.
No problem. I'll see you soon.
All right. Take care. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.